Oh, a nerd! Great!
To me, they want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.
How's it going, everyone? I'm the Dungeon Meister, and welcome back to the table. And it has been a little bit since I have last posted a video, but that is because the meta is extremely stale, there are no new decks to play, and so I've just been kind of playing Take-Two, doing the Grand Prix, just kind of waiting for the next set, which has finally been announced, as a lot of us were thinking it was going to be Omen related, and it definitely is. The next set is called Heirs of the Omen. So this is a little bit of lore here for basically what is going on. If you want to read this, you certainly can. All of these posts are available on the Shadowverse English page on their X account as well. And so I did want to go over a few things. Most importantly, if you saw the intro, it has changed. We have a new intro, and that is because... let's see, where is she? She is getting printed again, and on top of this, she is becoming a leader card once again. I think she is definitely a fan favorite. She is obviously my favorite, easily my favorite dragon card, and probably my all-time favorite card as well. I am so happy that, one, she's getting reprinted, or I should say not reprinted, but I'm very happy she's being introduced into Worlds Beyond. And I'm even more happy that she is becoming a leader. She's a ticket exchange. So she has 3 different things that you can get with her. We'll see how things go. I'm going to try my very hardest, and I'm going to try and get all of them. I want the leader first, and then probably the sleeves in the background, and then probably the visage last. But... I will probably just be throwing any free packs that I get at this set from now until always, until I eventually get all of them. But while we're here, let's go ahead and actually read the card here. So, on Fanfare, you gain her crest, and then on Enhanced 7, she gets Storm. So, once during each of your turns, when this follower takes damage but isn't destroyed, she deals 3 damage to a random enemy follower. And then her crest is basically the same thing, but instead of dealing 3 damage, you get this Fangs of Ardent into your hand, which is this. It is a 0-cost spell that, in this one, it is going to do 1 damage to all followers. This has done a variety of different things through the handful of times that she has been reprinted. This time, it is a 1 damage AoE, which I think is very, very good. She costs 5 naturally, so she is a great Enhanced 7 to follow up on like a Forte turn, where if you play Forte on 6, evolve and go face for either 7 or I'm sorry, either 8, 7 or 8, depending on your evolve, you can then follow up with Galmew on turn 7 and do the same thing and follow up for another 7 or 8 damage, which is 15 or 16. So if at any point beforehand you have done 2 damage or 4 damage, then you are going to win the game. So we'll see how good she's going to be. Regardless, I'm gonna make her work. I always play her in every dragon deck whenever she's out. So I think we need to see more cards first to kind of determine how good is she truly gonna be. But then so we have that, and then let's actually go back to, let's see, we already went through this one. This is another one that has been revealed. Sincero, Heir to Usurpation. He has a Fanfare that he deals X damage to all enemies, where X is the number of differently named fused cards. And so his fusion is loot, and so they are bringing back the loot mechanic. And then if you super evolve him, he replicates the effects of this card. I think this is, right now, with not a lot of information, my initial instinct on this card is that it is, like, just okay. He is not better than Gildaria, I don't think, but as more cards come out, if there are a lot more loot cards and he's very centered around those, I imagine Octress will get revealed at some point as the other sword legendary. And so whatever her effect does, maybe these two will work together very well. So my initial opinion on this card is just okay, but I want to wait and see what else is coming out. However, the loot cards are making their return, except they are a little bit different than how they were in Shadowverse Classic. So the Gilded Blade now does 1 damage to either something on the field, or it can hit face now. It never used to be able to hit face. The Goblet only heals your leader now. Previously, you could play this on damaged followers and heal them. You can no longer do that. This only heals your face. The boots now give something +1, +0, and rush. So before they just gave rush, now they give +1 attack along with it. And then the necklace is basically the opposite, where it gives 0 attack, but it gives +1 defense, and it gives them ward. This is a big change, because previously the necklace was like the big loot card, because it gave something +1/+1. So now it doesn't do that. It gives them 1 defense and ward, which I also think could be very interesting to see. So the loot cards are making their return. They are going to pair very nicely with Sincero. And then another fan favorite, personally, one of my all-time favorite portal cards, Lashena. She is making her return as well, which I think is also incredibly exciting. I'm very surprised they didn't give her a leader card, especially because she also had a leader in Shadowverse Classic. So she was definitely a favorite previously. So I'm surprised they didn't also give her a leader, but we also might not know yet. There could be more that maybe they will reveal later. They've only revealed 2 so far. There could be, that might just be it, but there could be more we don't know yet. But I would be surprised if Lashena didn't make the cut as a leader card. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm willing to bet on it. So she is a 4-drop, 2/4 that on Fanfare, she adds a Melodious Monody to your hand. She can't be destroyed by abilities, and if you evolved, you get a White Psalm, New Revelation. So this Melodious Monody, you select an allied follower on the field, destroy it, and deals 4 damage to a random enemy follower. So this is basically good like in Puppet decks, where you play a Puppet for 0, or like an enhanced puppet for 1, it swings and kills something, and then, you know, you can destroy it to pop something random on the field. And then there are the Psalms, which are countdown 1s. They have last words, they restore 1 defense to your leader, and they summon a black one. And then the black one is countdown 1, deal 1 damage to the enemy leader, and then it summons a white one. So these basically go infinite back and forth, unless of course they are banished, because they do not have aura. So Odin could absolutely banish them and get rid of their effects. Ideally, at some point, I imagine the plan would be that you have 1 white and 1 black on the turn, so you are constantly healing for 1 and dealing 1 damage every single turn. You could double up on the same color, so you have 2 whites, so 1 turn you heal 2, the other turn you do 2 damage. I think 1 and 1 would be better, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Very happy that she got reprinted. As I mentioned, she was also a very, very much a favorite card of mine. We also have somebody new here coming to Abysscraft. This is one of the heirs rather than a direct Omen. This is a heir. Shamnacha, heir to Entwining. So she has a unique fanfare effect that introduces a new mechanic called the Faith mechanic. So Faith starts at 0, so this is a crest that you get at the start of the game. If this card is in your deck, you get this crest at the start of the game, and every time you play a card that has mode on it, you increase the Faith counter by 1. So what is, that's like, they have a video on it. Let's see if I can find it. No. Yes, right here. So, like this card here, I apologize for the quality, I don't know why it's so bad, there it goes. But if you didn't see that, just kind of a quick recap, like this card here, like this is a mode, so you can pick one of these 2 things to do. You can either draw a follower or reanimate. So every time you play a card, you are going to do both. You are going to do one of those things. You're going to increase the faith counter, and then if you play her and the faith counter is at 10, you increase the number of modes you can select by 1. So what that means is that cards that have... Oops, wrong one. Cards that have 2 modes like this, when you play it, you instead do both of these things instead of one. So if we take another look at this video here, they'll play this, their crest counter will go to 10, they'll play her to get the fanfare effect, and then next turn...
Eat my stardust. You cut our threads.
Now, when they play Gensetsu here, instead of choosing either of these, they get to pick both of them. So Gensetsu is going to wipe their board and summon her foxes. So, I think depending on how many cards there are going to be that allow Abysscraft to kind of choose different modes, because the cards have to be playable still. I don't think you can just cram a whole bunch of them in a deck and hope it works. But I do think that is very interesting, and it makes Gensetsu exceptionally powerful. So we'll have to wait and see on this one how many more different mode cards we get and how good they're going to be. But I am very glad to see that this is a brand new mechanic that is new to this game. This isn't one that they're bringing back. So I like to see that they are trying new things and kind of... seeing what's going to stick and what is just awful and is going to need, like, need to be taken back to the drawing board. But right now, this looks good. Faith 10 does seem really high, though. But it'll just depend on the other cards. So we'll keep a close eye on this one. She also has a Super Evolve effect of selecting enemy follower on the field and destroying it, and then adding a copy of that card to your hand, which can be kind of crazy by itself. You know, because this is anything. So, you know, if you play this, like, against... So, imagine you're at turn 10, Sword plays Amalia. They have, you know, their 6/6 with their 3/2s on board. Next turn, you play this, Super Evolve it, destroy Amalia, and then now you have it. So then you play Amalia. This seems very good. Regardless of, like, her fanfare effect, like, this Super Evolve seems very crazy. Just being able to snipe priority targets and putting that in your hand, I'm thinking, like, Orcus is obviously going to be a huge one to put in your hand. Cerberus in mirror matchup. She got Gildaria. You know, there's so many cards that, you know, you can destroy and then getting a copy of in this deck. I think this Super Evolve goes crazy. Regardless of how her fanfare ends up working out, I think her Super Evolve alone makes her a card that you're going to play 3 copies of. We'll have to wait and see. I don't want to lock in that final prediction, but as of right now, I think that seems very, very good. Next, we have Velaria, Heir to Truth. So she has fanfare, draw a card, select an enemy follower on the field and banish it when you evolve her, and Super Evolve, you banish all copies of it from the field. So this is interesting. I think her obviously, you know, fanfare of drawing is good. We'll have to wait and see where this kind of finds a place, because by itself right now it doesn't advance any current game plans. This card doesn't help spell boost, and it doesn't really help Earthright. Like, I mean, it does because you could play it to draw a card, but, you know, like, I feel like Earth Rune has other 2-drops that you would rather play instead to start getting your dirt count generated. Its regular evolve effect, I think, is great. It's a great option for Rune to be able to evolve and banish something. Its super evolve, I think, is very niche. I don't know how often that's going to come up with, like, banishing everything on the field. Like, my initial things are, like, in a mirror match, you know, you can banish the Norman Golems, against, like, Blood if they have, or, like, Blood, Abyss if they have, like, a bunch of, like, the Cerberus dogs on field. You could banish those. You could banish the zombies as well if they play, like, Undead Soldier. So, there are some very niche situations where her Super Evolve might be useful, but I don't think you're doing this to target it. I think, like, if you Super Evolve this card, it's because you don't have any other answers. I think very rarely will this actual all copies effect come up. We'll wait and see. I could be dead wrong, but, yeah, initial thought is I think this card is just okay. And then we have Mirabane here, which... I'm glad to see him back in Shadowverse Classic. He was like a Highlander-style deck where that is basically you play one card. You can only play one card of that name in your deck. So you can only play one copy, and then you could play 3 Mirabanes, and then one copy of everything else. So he has Fanfare, add a great testimony to your hand, and then if you evolve him, you get this crest. And the crest says, when you gain this crest, you replace your deck with the Mirabane deck, transform the Reaper card at the bottom of your deck to a victory card, so basically if you deck out instead of losing, you win. And then at the end of your turn, you discard all cards not named Great Testimony, and you draw 6 cards. So basically you're drawing 6 cards at the end of your turn, and you are trying to get to the bottom of your deck. Over here on the side, you can see where it says new keyword Mirabane deck. The Mirabane deck is a 76-card deck containing each card from Heirs of the Omen. So basically, you replace your deck and get a single copy of every card in the set, and then you just make it work. I think this is very fun. Like, this could be funny in Take 2. I don't think this is really ever going to see any play in... like ladder, but I do think this is hilarious, and I do think it'd be very fun to like make videos of playing the Highlander deck. So I think this is a fun card. I don't think it's very good, but I do think it's very fun. So yeah, and then the Great Testimony, you select an enemy follower on the field and destroy it. So it's a 1 play point, pop something. So I am definitely excited to see all the like videos of like people playing this deck, and then seeing what they get for hands, because they could be really good, they could be really bad. I think it'll be really fun. I'm glad that he's back. And then they also revealed Marwyn. This is a Haven card where he adds a Torrent of Despair to your hand on Fanfare, and then if you evolve him, you get his crest. His crest says, at the end of your turn, if allied followers didn't attack this turn, he deals X damage, split between all enemies. X is the number of crests you have. Initial thoughts, I think this card is duty. The Torrent of Despair is a good card because it's a 2 play point, banish something, and then you advance the counts of all your crests by 1. So this helps you get to, like, Lapis, if she is on her 2-turn countdown, this brings that down to 1. There's going to have to be more countdown crests for Haven to make this card, like, viable. I think this by itself is just bad. Because, like, what are you going to have? You're going to have Grimnir, this card, and Wilbert and Ward. And then maybe, like, Lapis. But that's, like way late into the game. So, like, turn 3, you get Grimnir. Turn 4, you get this one. Turn 6, you get Wilbur. And I don't know. Maybe, like, against decks that are only playing, like, one creature, this might be good. But you can't attack to get this. So, and it's split between all enemies. If it was, like, deal that amount to all enemies, this card would be insane. But I have my doubts about this card. We'll have to see when it comes out. But... well, this card by itself I don't think is good. I think the Torrent of Despair is very good, though. I think this, regardless of advancing your crest, it's a 2 play point, banish something, which is kind of insane. So, just, like, playing this and getting this Torrent in your hand, I think makes this card viable. I think this crest... I should rephrase that. I think the crest is not good. The card getting the Torrent, I do think is good. I think Torrent is a very good card. I think this crest sucks. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe, like I said, maybe they're going to introduce more countdown crests, but as of right now, without any further knowledge, I don't think this card will be good. Or the crest will be good. I think the card will be played specifically for the Torrent, and the crest will just be a whatever, kind of bonus on top. And that is it for all of the card reveals. They did reveal some other things as well. They revealed the Battle Pass here. This is Keith Rothman. Excited to kind of play through the story and see what this guy's all about. If you can see here, they did... there's an alternate art for a gold card here that has Lashena on it. We don't know what that card is or what it does yet. But there's an alt art for that, and then Keith himself is the Battle Pass leader. There are release missions as well, which is going to be the same as it's been. Over the course of 3 days, you do missions, and at the end of them all, you get 10 free packs. And that is pretty much it. There's some park events going on. There's Parkapalooza. There's 3 million downloads going on. I don't think they're giving anything out for this. I think they're just like, hey, we hit 3 million downloads. This is something that I think is interesting. So they basically wanted to address like how they plan on buffing and nerfing cards. That will probably, the first round of buffs and nerfs, I am thinking this will happen like at the start of this next set, or maybe they're just saying like starting this set they're going to start doing this. So this is how they are going to start doing their buffs and nerfs, which I think this is very good. Basically on the odd months in between sets, so basically set releases it'll be good, and then the month after they'll take a look and then they'll buff and nerf cards during that. But that is everything. Let me know if you guys are excited for this set, and if you are, what your favorite card is, what you're hoping will get reprinted. Obviously, mine is Galmiex and Lashena. I'm very glad to see those. I'm really hoping for Octress to make her return as well. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.
To see if I succeed, to see if I believe they're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.